Coach, thanks. Located appropriately for his career win total at 347 Don Shula Drive. There's a look at Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami, Florida. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Miami. Thank you, Coach. From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Miami Dolphins. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 60 out row. 52, come on. Get that quarterback, D-Rob.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. He takes this for 3 to the 29. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
On second down, here's Fournette. Devon Godchaux up to make the tackle.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he finds McLaurin, and they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Fournette, a first down carry. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
Fournette running right. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold him to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
They'll roll him out, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle, and frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play-action fake.
So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. That's complete to Slayton. He's got the first down inside the 10, and he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Darius Slayton, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This will be taken short. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
I got you, boy. 44, Mike.
Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake. He's got the first down and more past midfield. Past the 20. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. It's a big play there for Miami. 57 yards. Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And this is caught by Allen for a Dolphins touchdown. Keenan Allen his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus. But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll run with Samuels. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
Football's such a game of tendencies, down and distance, and on 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1, you're thinking, man, the fullback's probably going to get the ball. But when you get to 3rd and 2, most of the time that's either the running back or a pass play. So that's a nice tendency breaker by the offense.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Jackson. Over the middle, it's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at their 49-yard line.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jackson. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. But he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he's got this down to the 35. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 35.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. Now Leonard Fournette, and he won't get much. Maybe a couple down inside the 35 to the 34. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are. Figure out the things that they really...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Here's Rosen to throw. And a completion to Wilson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard.
Hey, foxtrot.
Rosen will throw. Wilson's got it complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 26. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Let's go.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Now it's Rosen. And it is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Albert Wilson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. A diving catch for the score. He laid out. That was special.
And you know the first thing they're going to check, right? Did he complete the process of the catch? All the way through, all the way to the ground. Ball doesn't hit the ground without control in his hands. All of that, yes. Check the box, touchdown.
And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll try and run with their fullback. And he powers his way up past the 30. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
And that's why the fullback position was created. You just want a big, strong, powerful guy you can hand the ball to and pick up good yardage.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And he'll find Hall. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 43 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. To throw is Jackson. Catch made by Slayton. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Let's go, G. Tighten up.
On the run, it's Fournette. And he stopped immediately there. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And the Steelers on 3rd down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. This will be 3rd and 5. Now it's Jackson. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Terry McLaurin, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2.
Yeah, touchdown. I love it. Now it's only a 2-point game. I know it's the first half, but you got to think. Go for 2. Tie it up. Go into the locker room. What are you doing? Come on.
You're bold. You're bold.
It's real easy to be bold sitting up here
and
down there and making that decision.
We don't have to make those decisions. Either way, little time left on the clock here in the second quarter. We'll see how this all plays out.
At their own 25-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Hey, wahoo!
They'll look to throw on first down to Josh Rosen. He's got the first down and more past midfield. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
I'm coming after you. 80. Hey, Delta.
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They want to go to the air again with Rosen. For Keenan Allen, that's complete. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
Middle.
Rosen to throw again. They'll get this one to Kupp, complete. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Rosen now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's first and 10.
Alert.
Again, it's Rosen. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Jason Sanders now for the Miami field goal. From the left hash, this from 46. And Sanders pulled it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. In on the stop defensively, Raekwon McMillan.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the up men.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10.
Hey, Charlie!
To throw is Rosen. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Now Rosen on first down. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
From the gun, it's Drake. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. A'Shawn Robinson there on the stop.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Rosen. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Trying to get the run game going. This is Fournette. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. On 2nd and 9, Jackson. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
First down, Pittsburgh.
Let's go now. Chase together. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
They go play action now. Jackson flushed out right. And an alley to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 44-yard line. Here's Jackson. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Charles Harris able to take him down. It's a loss of 3. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Now it's Jackson. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. He can run for it, and he will. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And he completes it to Wilson. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there. 1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
A good pick up there of 20 yards.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Rosen now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. A handoff out of the pistol. It's Drake. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
The Steelers' 45-yard line.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Here's Rosen. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49.
Like how they've started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the 1st drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. So now at 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look. 6 DBs. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And that is incomplete.
Intended for Keenan Allen. Incomplete. Results in a
Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Miami. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll run with Fournette. He's got a first down and more past the 30. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. And now a carry here for their fullback. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Strong right. Strong right. Strong right. Check, check.
That's complete to Slayton. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Here's Jackson to throw. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Terry McLaurin, his second touchdown of the night. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
You remember me. Let's go, baby.
And now it's Rosen looking. He's got a man. That's Keenan Allen. The big gainer there on the catch and run. 37 yards.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Running from the shotgun with Dre. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now it's Rosen. Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On first down, Drake. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Hard. 44 is the mic. 44 is the mic. Check.
On second and very short, Rosen, and he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Leonard Floyd, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. From the gun, it's Rosen. And it's caught by Parker. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on first and goal.
Monday. Bravo. 44 is the mic. 44 is the mic.
Now Rosen. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
Check. Smooth. 44. Mike, 44. All day, Johnny.
On second and goal, Rosen, the quick slant caught. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Mike Gesicki, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins are once again going to retake the lead. So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3.
Hey, check. Hey, quarter. Rep. Hey, check 24. Five.
Throwing again, it's Rosen. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. And he'll find Hall. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Got a man, Slayton. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A pickup of 24, and that's where the play began, the 24-yard line. Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. Catch made by Slayton. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Here's Jackson. Got a man on the right sideline. That's Hall. And that one results in 35 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Now Fournette. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Inside of a minute to go now. 2 timeouts left. Still in pretty good shape.
I think they're in excellent shape here if they use the timeouts judiciously and use the sideline as an additional timeout.
The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Fournette. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. They still got 2 timeouts. Got to start using them, don't they?
You absolutely have to. You save them for this situation, but you have to use them.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. The field goal try, Chris Boswell. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So on now for the field goal try, Chris Boswell. Footing obviously an issue in the driving rain. This one. And his kick is good. Despite the rainstorm, a good snap, a good hold, and the kick went through. And the Steelers have won the game. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for Pittsburgh, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Miami, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.